Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making some dinners that are really delicious and family friendly, but also these meals are all pretty low in cost. They don't cost too much to make. I know times are hard right now and groceries are so expensive, so I really wanted to share this video to show you that dinner doesn't have to be super boring. It can still be absolutely delicious. So let's go ahead and get started and I will show you what I made. First up, we are going to make this baked sausage pasta. This is super easy, but still really good. I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees and then over to my stove. As you can see in the back there, I do have a pot of water started for my pasta. And while I'm waiting on that to come to a boil in the front, I'm adding in 1 pound of ground Italian mild sausage and half of a yellow onion that I chopped up. I'm just going to let these both cook in here together, and then once it's done, I will drain off all the grease. I'm also going to add in 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, half a teaspoon of basil, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. And now I'm just going to let this garlic cook in here for about a minute or so. At this point, I had also added in 12 ounces of pasta into my back pot there. Into my sausage, I'm adding in 1 jar of spaghetti sauce. You can use whatever kind you want. I believe I was using a garlic and basil sauce, which worked out perfectly for my flavors. Once that's done, go ahead and just let that sit to the side until your pasta is nice and tender. Once that's drained, you can go ahead and add that sauce and sausage right into that same pan. You'll also want to add in half a cup of cheese. Normally for this, I would just use plain old mozzarella cheese, but I had a little bit of leftover cheese in my refrigerator that I just went ahead and used up. So in this bag of cheese, I mixed it all together. I had 1.5 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese and about a 1/4 cup of shredded Gouda cheese and about a 1/4 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. But I just decided to mix them all together, that way I could use them up. But like I said, you can go ahead and just use plain old mozzarella. Now I'm just taking that pasta and adding it into an 8x8 pan that I sprayed with some nonstick spray. And over the top of that, I'm going to add the rest of that cheese and just spread it around. I stuck this into my oven for 20 minutes and this is what it looked like at the end of that 20 minutes. I did just add some parsley over the top to add some color, and then this is what my finished plate looked like. This is a really quick and easy weeknight meal you can make. The sausage just changes it up a little bit from your normal ground beef or ground turkey and adds a bit of a different flavor, which is really nice. Next, we're making this sausage and green bean skillet and potato meal. I went ahead and preheated my oven to 400 degrees. And then over to my cutting board, I had about 1.5 pounds of red potatoes. My potatoes were kind of getting bad, so I wanted to definitely use those up on this night. I went ahead and just peeled all of the skin off of those and any bad spots that were on them as well. And now I'm just going to dice these up into nice small bite-sized pieces. Once I got all those cut up, I did just add them over to a baking sheet and I drizzled them with about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. To season those up, I'm using about a tablespoon of ranch seasoning, about a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, a couple shakes of salt. I didn't want to go overboard because of the ranch seasoning, and about a 1/2 teaspoon of parsley. I just gave those a really good mix to make sure they were nicely covered with all of the seasonings, and then we're going to stick these in the oven to bake. Those are going to go for about 15 minutes and then we'll take them out and give them a good stir. Now I have this package of turkey smoked sausage. You don't have to use turkey, I just prefer turkey. I'm just going to take both of those and slice those up. Over to a skillet, I am heating up about a tablespoon of olive oil on there and just a little bit of butter. I'm adding my turkey sausage in there. I'm going to try to get these all laying flat, that way they can get nice and browned up. Now I'm just sprinkling these with about a half teaspoon of basil and a half teaspoon of onion powder. I gave them a good mix and then I took the time to make sure that these were all laying on the opposite side. That way both sides were nicely browned. Now that that sausage has browned up, we're just going to remove it from the pan and into a small bowl. There is a ton of good flavor left in this pan, so don't get rid of it. Go ahead and add in about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of minced garlic in there. I'm going to mix that around, let that cook for around 30 seconds to a minute and scrape the bottom of my pan a little bit. I'm also going to add in about half a cup of chicken broth and now really make sure I deglaze that pan. Once the chicken broth is bubbling, I'm adding in 1 can of drained Italian-style green beans, and I'm just sprinkling that with a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. I'm going to leave this on the opposite side of my stove just to simmer until that chicken broth is all the way gone. Here are the potatoes after that first 15 minutes. You will just want to give them a good mix, flip them all around, and then these are going to go back into the oven for an additional 15 minutes. As you can see, all the chicken broth is now gone out of this pan. The green beans now just have a very light sauce over them. I'm going to take that smoked sausage and add it back in here with any of the juices that were in the bowl with it and give that a good mix together. Here are the potatoes after their second go in the oven. And then this is what my finished plate looked like. I did just serve this with some corn on the cob that I made. I did just add some fresh Parmesan over the top of this, which really did give it a nice finishing touch. Last but not least, we're making some salsa chicken tacos. I'm sure you might have seen this before. It is such an easy recipe and one of my favorites actually, but I do something a little different than most people do. First off, I'm adding 2 frozen chicken breasts into my crock pot with 1 jar of salsa. You can use any salsa you want. I believe mine was mild. I added a little bit of water in there just to make sure I got it all. I'm also adding in 1 package of chicken taco seasoning, and here is the twist, a half cup of shredded carrots. I gave that a little bit of a mix and then just added the lid on and let this go for about 4 hours on a low heat. And trust me, if you think the carrots is weird, you will not even notice them. This is a wonderful way to hide vegetables from your kids. In my case, hiding the vegetables from my husband, which I know some people don't think that's very nice to do, but it's for his own good. So if you have picky eaters that don't like to eat their vegetables, this is a wonderful recipe to hide some carrots in. As you can see, you cannot see those carrots at all. They cook down in here, and then the salsa and chicken taco seasoning cover up the taste. And also the color of the salsa really covers up the color of the carrots, so you don't even notice they're in there. I like to serve mine in a tortilla with some shredded cheese and sour cream, and that's really all I did on this night. We kept it super simple. I didn't cut up any lettuce or anything on this night. I just wanted a quick and easy meal. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please be sure to leave me a flower down in the comments. I really appreciate seeing who stays to the very end. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you back here next time. Bye!